And we are live. What's good, Josh Mandel saying, welcome, welcome, welcome. I really want to know podcast. Yes, I'm back again tonight. I was just checking out some stuff, man, and I mentioned Torsha when I began the stream earlier this evening, and by the time we were done, she was done. She dropped the link. She was just talking to folks, and she was talking about the Fresh and Daisy thing. Um, Jen Chen, you know what I mean? And her question was, why is it that no one seems to be holding the female in this situation to account, knowing, apparently that, allegedly it looks like, she has a criminal record in China. It looks like, what I mean, she was up to no good. Like she was trying to scam, all records, her digital footprint seems to show that she is not above taking from others, like scamming dudes for money. She sells herself. She's a sex worker, but I mean, you got all these things on this side about her, yet everyone wants to get on the man in the situation. And Torsha's wondering why. And so she dropped a link. She opened up her channel to, for folks to come forward. And it was mostly dudes. It's like maybe half a dozen people came up, one woman, everybody else was dudes. But what struck me was the guys, man. The way that they present themselves to the world and the way that they interact. I was like, bro, before I go to sleep, I got to talk about this, man. I got to talk about this. Brother Penny, what's good, fam? Like, I got to talk about this, man. So we're gonna get into it, bro. And that's the title. Like, it's not okay to be subpar. It's not, gentlemen. And I want to point out what I'm talking about, man. We're gonna get into it right now. And we are live. What's good, y'all? Welcome, welcome, welcome to the I Really Want to Know podcast, y'all. Indeed, y'all. So, bro, we got to get into this, man. I'm not gonna be up too terribly late talking about this, man. But we got to talk about it. Next time that Torsha goes up, and more than likely she'll still be talking about this Fresh thing. I'm gonna definitely jump in. I'm gonna jump in and join that conversation. Grab that link and jump in there and see what they're talking about, and add my 2 cents to it all. Because I'm hearing what people are saying, but no one's really bringing up some points that strikes me right off rip. Like, yeah, this is what's going on. You guys know that I've been saying this from the beginning. It's a heavyweight bout. We're watching we're watching 2 top tier people go at it. You got the top tier guy, you know what I mean? Got the money, got the clout, got the fame, got the cars, got all that stuff, right? The hardworking dude versus the top tier gold digger, right? And she got what's, her accolades, bro. Police reports, robbing people, getting fired from her job because she's out here renting the Foxy Brown, being flued out all over the world, going places like Dubai and all that, having dudes, being on video negotiating what seems to be a pay for play kind of thing. And they're going at it. You know what I mean? Ding ding, they came out. And that's how I see it. As far as being reckless and need to be held accountable and all that, there's plenty of that to go around for both of them. But I'm looking at it as a boxing match, bro. I'm looking at it as a heavyweight duel, and I'm just seeing who's doing what. But and shout out to Sister Torsha, man. Go over there and check out her podcast. You've seen Torsha on Saucecast, whatever podcast. You've seen her on Playing with Fire. You've seen her on all sorts of stuff, man. She's out there. She understands the red pill world. I haven't watched a ton of her content. I've seen her, like Saucecast, for instance. I've seen her on there more than once, but I just didn't sit through the whole episode. I don't know if she's ever been on the After Hours of Fresh and Fit. I don't know. But I am out there trying to watch. I'm gonna consume some more of her content, kind of see where she's coming from. But I got a good idea of where she's coming from, just from watching this video she did tonight. So we're gonna watch a couple dudes. Not everyone cammed up. You know, everyone that came on did not cam up, but a couple guys did. And I was just kind of watching and listening to what these dudes had to say. Um, bro, like, bro, I'm looking at this and I'm like, yeah, I can see the vast majority of dudes being invisible to most women, man. Looking at some of these dudes, like, what the hell? Yeah. And these people have always been around. Don't get it twisted. Then going back to when I was growing up, late 70s, into the 80s, into the 90s. Yeah, dudes that we would call geeks, call them dweebs, call them nerds. You know what I mean? The guys who are afraid to come outside type stuff, or the guys who, weren't athletically viable, didn't play sports. If you had a chess team, they were on that. You know what I mean? They were doing the geeky stuff. It's all good. I ain't mad. You know what I mean? But the world has changed and technology has made it to where these dudes, they're just falling by the wayside, man. They're just slipping away, bro. So let's get into it. This first dude she brought up's an older guy. This was the first guy who actually camped up. A couple, it was already one dude who had spoke for a while, and then other people started jumping in. This guy right here, bro, like older dude, you know what I mean? If he were just to change a couple things, put on a blazer, nice shirt, put on some nice jeans, or a straight up suit, just wear like a two-piece with a polo shirt underneath it, some decent shoes. This dude could go out and women would come and talk to him. This guy knows how to hold a conversation, but the stuff that he talks about, this is a guy that I'm like, hey man, you might not want to say too much. You might want to keep it on the low, homie. You know what I mean? You might not want to say too much. Guy, brother Penny, appreciate it. Like the video, man. Like the video. I think I gave you your shout out, bro. Appreciate you, man. You'll be back. And I always count on you being there, man. Thank you, bro. Day one. But this dude right here, man, we're just gonna jump into the conversation. All right, they're already talking. We're just gonna kind of jump in and listen to what he has to say. The dude's sitting here. I don't know. It looks like he's in some sort of vehicle. Got probably a pillow behind him, smoking on his marijuana, and just saying what he's saying. Let's get into this.
She claimed she lied she said all these lies, including that I have what's it called? Bipolar disorder.
Yeah.
And I can be animated, you know that. And I can be down, but I don't have bipolar disorder, and she knows it. So
yeah, people get bipolar wrong as well. Yeah, like they assume that people lash out and harm people, and they're either depressed or not depressed.
Yeah, I mean, if someone's animated online, like
I'd say ADD over anything else, because you talk fast like I do.
I don't think I have any mental disorders. I just think I have a personality.
Okay, I have another person in the lineup. So, what do you think about the whole thing? I can take you.
Huh? I actually think I've seen this. This is just my take on these things. See, I guess the guy's name is Fresh Walter, but also P. Diddy and all these black men, youngish black men who are now having their sexual lives because. I actually think it's really tough for black men. I don't think we need more black men in jail. I don't think we need. I mean, too young. Yeah, I don't know the issue, but like if you were to say like what population is going to have the most sort of difficulty, if we're going to inspect the minutia, it's going to be the black population. I think it's.
So right off the rip, the guy comes on. He's like talking in circles. Apparently, he and Torsha know each other. They probably, know each other from her platform, from the YouTube streets or whatever. She's asking him about Fresh and this female, CJ Daisy, whatever, Fitness Daisy, whatever, Jin Chan. The guy has no idea what's going on. All he knows is that she's talking about a black guy who has money and some sort of clout. So he starts talking about what he's talking about. And when he said it, it made no sense. Even if we went back and listened to everything he said before this, it made no sense. He was talking about his own personal issues and dealing with a woman who's kind of running through the family court thing or whatever. And like, oh, he's bipolar and this and that. These dudes, like this dude right here, put him in a suit, put on, brush him off, man, put him in a suit, give him some Ferragamos, man, and, put him in the country club and he'll have women trying to holler at him. But the minute he opens his mouth, it's a wrap. Now you get guys like this who have a lot of money and women will just tolerate it. Why? Because they're trying to get to the bag. You know, like this CJ Daisy, this is the perfect mark for her if the dude had money. Right. But again, this is a guy, it's like, bro, all you gotta do is learn how to have conversations, man. But you're sitting here, you're on this podcast, you just want to talk to Torsha. You just want to talk to her. You don't even know what the conversation's about. And you're like, well, you know, we don't need more black men in prison. The hell are you talking about, bro? The guy has no idea, like, yo, Fresh he didn't even grow up in America, bro. Grew up in a different country, but he's black. You know, it just kind of shows you how Americans think, bro, on that racial plane, especially dudes in his generation. These are the kind of dudes who would say stuff like that around people like me and get smacked up. And they'll be sitting there holding their head like, why? What's going on? I don't understand. It's like, come on, bro. You know what it is. Like, you know what it is. Just be quiet. There's nothing. What are you doing? So, fellas, if a conversation comes up and you're in a social situation, even online, because this stuff counts, man, because this stuff is out here. If you don't know what's going on, say it up front. Hey, I don't know what's going on. Can you bring me up to speed? And then she says, this is what happened. This is what going. Here's the details. Here's the gist of it. What do you think? And then you can kind of go into the whole, you know, the whole narrative of gold digger versus playboy slant F-boy dynamic and say what you got to say about that. But this dude probably don't have any background in that. He probably doesn't have any experience in that world, right? This is the kind of dude who probably got a girlfriend, got married, had some kids, you know, got divorced, got ran through the machines, lost a house, lost a pension if you had one, whatever. Probably, you know, he's probably living in a car or something like that. Just doesn't understand what happened. Or this is the type dude who finds out after 25 years that his children aren't really his, right? He's just kind of lost in the sauce and just kind of looking for companionship. So, oh, Torsha's on. Let me go in there and talk to her for a few minutes and I can feel a little better or whatever. I could be wrong. Could be. I doubt, you know, I don't think I am. But like, you know, and Torsha said right away, she, like you said, made the comment about, you know, we don't need more black guys in jail. Like, what are you talking about? And she was like, man, you know, fuck you. Like, she's like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? Maybe she's saying like you're messing up my show, or maybe she's saying it because she's like, you know, she could read more into it. But yeah, this dude right here. But at least, you know, ecstatically, he could get out there, he can meet folks. This guy will just need to learn how to talk to people in real life, man. I'm scrolling ahead. Here it is. This brother came on, wanted to talk about Fresh. So what Torsha was doing, she was trying to find out why it is that everyone seems to want to hold Fresh accountable and say all these kind of things, but no one has anything to say about the woman in the situation, man. So let's check this out. This is a brother who's walking around outside. I don't know why people do this, right? Hit the link. You're walking around outside. Why are you hitting the link, man? You can't even really be heard. It just doesn't make sense to me. What are you doing? You know what I mean? And here's the thing. This is all a soft play to talk to women. Torsha's not the only one. Mel King used to do this. She was huge on this. She had that shoot your shot segment. Even before that, just she wants to talk about people, like talk and have people join the conversation. And it would be just, you know, the lines would be flooded with guys just wanting to have a conversation with her. Some guys are trying to shoot their shot at her. I thought it was hilarious. And people like, well, dang, Uncle Saint, you went on there. I'm like, yeah, I went on there to make a connection so I could get some content. And it worked. Whenever I was in the back chat, she pulled me up. She got to the point, hey, let's see what DL Saint has to say about this. You know what I mean? It was cool. It worked out really well. I didn't quite get an opportunity to do any live content with her. It just didn't work out that way. And now it seems like she's pulling back a little bit. She mentioned that she was engaged, bro. So, you know, congratulations to Mel King. We'll see how that plays out. But let's check out this brother right here. Some dude's walking around. He's outside, black guy, big beard. Again, this dude looks scraggly, man. His beard ain't right. You know what I mean? He ain't got it trimmed up right. He could use a haircut, bro. This is coming from old Uncle Saint who's sitting in here. I'm just sitting here chilling. But if I go out. First thing I do is get all this tightened up. You know what I mean? Walking around outside, you never know how the audio is going to work and stuff like that. But it is what it is. You know what I mean? Brother Pitney's like, yeah, man, he commandeered the conversation, just a virtue signal. Yeah. And it didn't even work for him. It was like, all right. She's like, I got to go. But let's check this out.
He's all this. But the second they a little bit heat, he runs away like 6'9". He would act like he was a gangbanger, all that. But the second some gang, some hood guy came in, kidnapped his baby mama and his child.
Lately, keep up the good work. I'll talk to you later.
My bad. I wanted to go all the way back to what dude had to say from the beginning. So the black dude comes in right now. He's talking about comparing Fresh to being some sort of gangster with it, right? Let's hear. I want to hear exactly what he said from the jump.
Thank you. Okay, bye. And then I think it was Antonio and then Chrissy. I know Antonio. Hi, Antonio.
Hey, Tosha, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Goofing off like always.
Yeah.
So just hearing those first couple bars from dude, does this sound like a guy who has any kind of game whatsoever? Any kind of awareness on how to talk to a woman? Right, dude, she said, right, oh, I know him. And then so he's jumping on here because he knows her. So he, in his mind, he's thinking, oh, I got a good shot. She ain't gonna clown me, whatever. Did you hear what he said? That's how it came out. But keep it simple. Hey, what's going on? What's good? Hello. Just keep it simple. What he just said right off rip is like, all right, yeah, this guy, this guy ain't built for the world like this, bro. He don't know how to holler at people. Like, again, look at his beard, man. Look at his hair. Look at, all right. Maybe he just comfortable because he's like, oh, he's just out working out. Maybe he cleans it up when he goes out. I would argue this, the guy does not go out. You know what I mean? I would argue that this dude is, he's a basement dweller. This is a guy who's just out there doing whatever technical, nerdy stuff that he does, and he doesn't have a lot of experience talking to women. Big old smile when she brings him up. Hey, you know what I mean? He's just not accustomed to dealing with the opposite sex.
And everyone, he's a freaking hypocrite. That's all.
Yeah.
Let me explain why. He's like the black version of Tekashi 6ix9ine. He talk a big darn game about he's all this, but the second they a little bit heat, he runs away like Tekashi 6ix9ine. He would act like he was a gangbanger, all that. But the second some hood guy came in, kidnapped his baby mama and his child, threatened to kill them, he switched on all of them. That's Fresh right now. Fresh is.
So he's saying Fresh is equivalent to a Tekashi 6ix9ine. I guess saying he's living a 100% fake life. And then when the smoke came, when people came to do something, all he wanted to do was run, couldn't protect his family. He's saying Fresh is like Tekashi 6ix9ine. I don't know where dude gets this from. And this goes into like y'all can hear this dude, man. Like you can hear his voice, man. Like the guys from the better half of the tracks, man. The other side of the tracks, bro. This dude ain't hood. Ain't nothing hood about this guy. I could be wrong, but I'm willing to bet $100 to a donut. There ain't nothing hood about this dude. So he's talking about Tekashi and gangster life and this and that, trying to compare it to Fresh. Like, come on, bro. Right? And Fresh is a hypocrite. He starts out like Fresh is 100% a hypocrite. Let's see if he gives us some reasons as to why Fresh is a hypocrite.
The new Tekashi 6ix9ine.
Do you think she's a hypocrite too? That's my follow-up question.
Yes, yeah, she like an oxymoron, like a prostitute nun. How can you be a Christian but be a hooker? Well, get out of here with that nonsense. Both of them, huh?
Someone clipped that. That was funny.
What?
You're like, how can you be Christian and a fucking hooker?
That was not funny, Tosh, and that's not what he said. So if you clip, and dude didn't even know what he said. This guy has no confidence either. He's talking to a woman that he already knows or believes he has a relationship to, so he's just saying what he's saying. And then he says something, he actually makes her laugh, which is a good thing, fellas. If you're out here talking to a woman, you can actually make her laugh. That's mad points right there. But if they were talking in real life, if they were standing next to each other and he made her laugh and he doesn't even know what he said to make her laugh, then it's a wasted moment because you can't replicate it. You can't even, he doesn't even know, you know what I mean? Well, what was it about me? Yeah, I think she's laughing just because dude corny. You know what I mean? Maybe she thought like, oh, that was sweet but corny, ha ha ha, kind of laugh. But but the fact that dude had no idea, he's not paying attention to what he's saying. He's not engaged in this conversation. Are y'all peeping that? He's not engaged at all.
Yeah, let me roast some over there. Now look, Hugh Cost slacking. he calls. Now listen, it happened to me too one time. Let me tell you a story. I was talking to a baby mama while she was pregnant at a baby shower. I understand how it feels now. Look,
Right.
I didn't know she was pregnant until I started talking to her. Then that's why I changed my tune because I didn't want her baby daddy come at me with a llama and blow my brains out. Okay, but that second time happened. That second time happened to me. I tried to talk to another one who was pregnant, but look, I do dumb. Look, man, look, I do dumb stuff. Like when I was 18, there was a woman at a Bell's Alley with a child. I walk in, she looked at me, I looked at the child, and the child said, "Daddy," and I took off running. Okay, I was 18. Okay, so look, man, I don't know what I be doing. Okay, so
Yo, this dude's on the spectrum. This dude's on the spectrum, bro. I can't even mess with him. He's on the spectrum. I'm looking around. I'm looking at his background. It appears to me he might be on a golf course. Like, so is this guy a groundskeeper or something like that? And he's an invisible guy trying to be seen. Maybe he met old girl through some event, or maybe just knows her through the YouTube streets, the YouTube, trenches. So he's popping on there so he can have a conversation. Like, this dude might be on the spectrum, man. Like, I was talking to a baby mama at a baby shower. And once I found out she was pregnant, I ran away or whatever. Like, bro, what are you saying? And this stuff right here, man. This is why the vast majority of women don't see most men. This is an invisible dude. This is a dude I wouldn't want to talk to. If I hear dude in conversation, I'm staying away from this cat. Like I said, he might be on the spectrum.
You're always so fucking funny.
but these are true though.
You're right.
These are true stories. So sorry. So anyone got children, tell your children don't be like Antonio. Okay, he be doing some wild stuff. Okay, don't. Now,
even as an adult.
Yeah, fuck no. Do you?
Walter does too.
Don't be me. Don't trust me. Listen. Couple months ago, I shot myself in the foot because why not? Okay, it wasn't fun. It was a fun time. Okay, but back to my.
Who does that?
This dude is definitely on the spectrum, bro. He said he shot himself in the foot. Literally, figuratively. He said he shot himself in the foot. I'm like, bro, did you really shoot yourself in the foot? And if so, they need to take all his weapons from him. Although there's a video out there of a police officer shooting himself in the foot in front of a classroom of children. They should have took all his weapons from him too. Does this sound like a guy that's out there in these streets getting on with women? This is a guy who's calling in saying the Fresh is being irresponsible, for his sexual antics. Does this guy have the ability to get intimacy from a woman? Think about that, man. And we're men watching this, bro. If we could key on this as men, how fast do you think it takes for a woman to key on this guy? Like, oh, stay away from him. Something wrong with him. Stay away. Women are way better at seeing this stuff than men.
Me.
Okay.
Now look. Fresh, my brother from another mother. You cannot be going around screwing hookers now. Who will be looking like a pig with all that makeup on? She got a 5-layer cake mix on her face. Okay. Now look. If you're gonna be hopping around banging women, yeeting and skeeting and all of them, you got to go for the traditional woman. Don't be going for the hookers, man. Look, I know this. I be doing that. Heck, there's a woman I'm looking at right now, and she a baby mama, but she's kind of good looking, and she's a traditional woman. Don't be. Yeah. Come on now. Don't be. If you want to be screw around with different women, cool. But be like Wilt Chamberlain, who screwed over 200 women, and not one came back with a positive pregnancy test. It was 300 baby mamas, but 300 women. But hey,
What's your
who? Huh?
Yeah, this dude's on the spectrum, man. I believe it was thousands of women, if I'm not mistaken. When it comes to womanizing, Wilt Chamberlain set the bar so high that I don't think anybody can hit that thing, bro. The guy was he was saying everything he was saying about baby mamas and running away from it, but he's like, no, but I'm dating one now. I'm dating a baby mama. She's a traditional woman. Brother, if she were traditional, she'd be married to the father of the child, unless she's a widow. So it's like, no, don't mess with the 304s. You gotta get you a traditional woman. Well, how you gonna know the difference? How you gonna know the difference, man? This Jin Chan woman came from China and was able to, at least pull the wool over the eyes of Fresh for a hot second. Myron and the rest of the team were like, nah, man, stay away from her, bro. No, we don't trust what she's talking about. But even some of them were like, all right, well, maybe her people do got money, looking at the way she's dressed. Right now, that's another L. That's a big L for what, on Fresh's side, not seeing that right off rip, man. You got to know what you're dealing with. You met her in the club, bro. That should tell you a lot right there. Like, it's not a lot of quality in the club. But sometimes we see what we want, we go for it. We're hoping for the dream. That's what's so powerful about that Disney fairy tale. Anyone could fall for it, and everybody want it. It's embedded deep in our psyche, bro. So when you finally see you doing everything, money is coming right, you're moving right, your social status is way up there, man. You're rubbing elbows with millionaires, billionaires, superstars, actors, athletes. You're like, man, I'm at the top, bro. I'm a top G right now. And then you see what you've been looking for. You see some woman, she's so stunningly beautiful. You're like, yo, that's the one. It's beginning to look like, bro, when he saw her, he was like, that's the one. That's the one I've been looking for. That's the one I want. Fake breasts and all. That's the one I want. And then he went for it. But also, Fresh was saying, if I take videos and if I do these certain things, if I move a certain way with a woman, then I let you know that's not wifey material, whatever. And he did plenty of content with her, making videos and stuff like that. Now, I've seen Fresh with other women. I've never seen any content with them. No videos, no nothing. So, all that's going on. We don't know what he was thinking, but we do know he likes to go up in them raw. And maybe he did have a conversation with her. And she said, oh, yeah, I'm on birth control. I don't want a baby. I would never want a baby. That's not how I move, blah, blah, blah. Said what she had to say because she's running game too. And then, bam, it goes down the way it goes down. She starts asking for things. She's not going to do it. I'm not giving you that kind of bread. No. She's like, well, I'm leaving. Bye. She gets on the plane, goes to New York. She gets to New York. And then the rest is history. Listen to this audio. Look at these texts. I'm pregnant. Right? The rest is history. Then Fresh and Fit responds. Well, Myron responds. It wasn't Fresh. Myron responds. Fresh can't respond. He's under orders from his attorney not to say nothing. Myron responds, puts all this information out there. Allegedly, this woman has committed some crimes in China. Allegedly, this woman has taken money from dudes, taken money from companies, gotten fired from her company. You got all this alleged activity going on. Allegedly, there's a video out there of this woman negotiating a deal as a sex worker would for an hourly rate to rent out that Foxy Brown. You see what I'm saying? All this is going on. And this is what Torsia is trying to get to the bottom of. Everyone talks about what's Fresh's thing, but no one's talking about the female thing. And not even this dude right here who's on the spectrum. Like this guy right here, bro. Again, everyone wants to have a conversation. Everyone wants to be seen. People want to talk to attractive women. YouTube is a place where folks who are in the fringes of society, the guys who are the bottom 80, the basement dwellers, the invisible men in the world, can hit a link and jump up and bam, they're talking to a woman who probably wouldn't normally interact with them in the real world. And they're not in the real world, they're in the YouTube trenches. This is all via technology. So it gives an opportunity for these dudes who never really get to talk to women to really talk to women, or who really get to talk to the cool kids, This dude right here is one of the guys who probably be super chatting and talking crazy about the women on After Hours on Fresh and Fit, or the women on whatever podcast, and then turn around and be hitting them up in their DMs on Instagram, trying to have a conversation or do whatever, maybe even negotiate for some time. This guy right here, bro, who believes that this guy right here is coming up on women?
Next person, I got to keep going. What's your advice to Daisy, just to keep it equal?
To dating?
Yeah, or Daisy.
Daisy? Listen, I'm like, listen here. You're not a Christian. Take that cross away from your neck and throw it in garbage. You got to do a better job picking men who will skeet in you and yeet you out the window. Fresh, my homeboy. If you're gonna be skiing women, darn it, you gotta do it right.
Anything else? That's it?
Nope, I'm good.
All right. Thank you for coming.
Dude's saying darn and heck and darn it. He keeps calling this woman Christian. I want to say she's Buddhist. I'm fairly certain she's not Christian because she is a citizen of the Chinese Communist Party. Christianity, last time I checked, Christianity is outlawed in China. Right? There's religion in general is outlawed in China. In fact, they lock people up. They lock up Muslims. I forget what sect of Muslims they are. It's a group of people who get abused by the Chinese Communist Party. I know if they catch you over there trying to spread Christianity, you risking getting arrested and having bad things happen to you, bro. You might find yourself in a re-education camp. And again, I haven't looked into this in a while, but that's always been the case. Communists do not like religion. Religion puts God first. The communist wants the party first. So there's a huge incentive for the CCP to root out anybody in there preaching and telling people to follow God. So like this guy right here, bro, it's crazy. Yeah, and that's why I thought she was Buddhist. Yeah, brother Penny, like, yeah, on the call she said she was Buddhist. Right. So, and most people from that world, most Chinese folks would be Buddhist. You know what I mean? Buddhism has always been interweaving with the Chinese culture. And I believe that the CCP butts head with Buddhism, but I think they allow that to an extent. But Christianity, they don't like at all. You know, at all. Let's continue.
On.
You're welcome.
Okay. Chrissy?
Hey there, girl. How are you?
Oh, Chrissy, yes. This is the female that was up on there. You know, there's this guy here, even though this dude didn't cam up. Let's listen to a little bit of this next guy.
Understand why you're caping so hard.
This dude had a lot to say about Fresh. And again, a lot of guys, they jump on these, they jump on these panels or they jump up to have a conversation with these folks. And they're really trying to push themselves, they really believe they got a shot at hollering at one of these women or whatever, bro. And this guy coming up as an example of that.
Thank you. I'm glad to get a female perspective.
Oh, you're welcome. And by the way, in your chat, I'm a shadow boxer. I don't know why it says Chrissy Boyle that's my name.
Hell
but
yeah.
In your chat, I'm shadow boxer.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
All right, baby. Have a good night.
Okay. Ronnie, do you know who's next? Oh, Aaron. Hi, Aaron.
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
I'm just understand why you're caping so hard for Fresh. I mean, he's a grown man.
What's
I've been
caping?
watching there. What'd you say?
Hold on. How do I get Ronnie? Can you thank you. What's caping? Capping?
What is caping?
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
Like you're coming to his rescue. Like you're not really holding him accountable.
No. I think I am. I think what's the solution, right? I don't think we should be focusing like, yeah, they both fucked up. I think it's like irrelevant. But I think assuming that his side is true with her, I find it funny that people even separate it and like say something like, why do I hold? I think a better question is that, and then something about her, but nobody brings her up.
Well, I mean,
why?
Right. So Torch's question is, she's like, well, if I'm caping for Fresh, why is it that everyone is caping for Daisy? That's what Torsha wants to know. That's what she's trying to put it together. Like, I don't know her history. I don't know if she is foreign born. Again, I'm gonna have to look into more of her content and try to get up to speed. I reached out to her on Instagram. Hopefully she'll, maybe she'll be able to get back to her brother. And I would like to bring her on and actually talk to her just to kind of, see where she is. She's been on a bunch of panels. I really want to know where she is with the red pill. Like, what's her take on the red pill? What's her take on manosphere? What's her take on dating dynamics today? So we'll see how that plays out.
Look, I have my fair share of experience with ladies. You know, I've got a pretty high leg count.
Yep.
And I could see from a mile away, you know, what kind of girl this was. You know, they know.
A leg count has nothing to do with your eyes working, bro, and your senses being keen. So he's trying to establish, like, yeah, you know, I'm a player. Anybody that has to tell you about themselves, right there, that's an indicator that, bro, you really ain't in the trenches like that. I got a real high leg count. What does that have to do with anything, bro? We talking about this woman. And he's saying, well, you know, she's getting into that narrative that, well, they should have been able to tell right away that something was up. Okay. Just say that. What's that have to do with your leg count, bro? I don't get that, player.
Too, you know, based on their Instagram, you know, these are smart guys.
Yeah.
I just gotta hold Fresh accountable. He's saying he loves her. He's calling her babe. You know,
Tricking.
You know, we saw the text messages. You know, and I got 2 daughters myself, so I'm a father as well.
He's a girl dad.
Yeah, I am. So, this type of thing with kids, you know, it kind of rubs me the wrong way when a man doesn't want to. But I get it. I mean, you know, it was kind of a, you know, new thing. I understand, but you know, I'm not.
How is it going to rub you the wrong way? We live in an era where no one gets born unless that woman wants to have the child. That's the world we live in right now. That's the type of technology we have. I have a child. I have a female child. I'm giving her game every day. I tell her every day, hey, you come home pregnant, it's a wrap. You know what I mean? We've talked about this. She knows how babies are made. I'm giving her game every single day. So she knows. I'm not going to try to hide her from a reality that I know exists. My daughter's beautiful, bro. I mean, everywhere we go, you know, people be trying to look at her till they see me 2 steps behind her and they get nervous. Like, yeah, bro, I see you. So what dude just said to me don't make any sense. If my daughter grows up into the world that we live in today, she gets herself into a situation where she's, you know, pregnant and she doesn't want to be a mom, she doesn't have to be. Once upon a time, there was no choice. Once upon a time, like, yo, we got to keep you pure. You know what I mean? Once upon a time, we had to basically make a deal, right? And I would have to pay a dowry for her to marry somebody, but it would be merging families. All that is gone, man. All that's back in the day, man. They ain't never coming back. Now women choose, in America, women choose who gets born and who doesn't get born. And there's nothing anyone can do about it unless the laws change. And I don't see that happening. You know what I mean? It might change in some states, but it's not going to change in others. And all that's going to do is force all the people from the red states to go to the blue states when they want to exercise that option. So I you know, and this dude, again, I got a high leg count. I had a couple kids. Like, what does that have to do with anything? The high leg count, man, just kind of threw me off.
I'm not gonna not wrap it up if it's a girl that I'm not, you know, thinking about some sort of future with. I mean, this is just basic stuff. I mean, I've known this stuff, and Fresh didn't really grow up with a father. He just has his mom. So, you know, I had my dad, so it's a little different, but you know, he always told me how to move, and that's how I did it. But
why do you think they didn't get a plan B then? If he knew better, if he came in her, assuming he didn't know that
maybe I'm sure maybe he was under the impression that she was on birth control. I mean,
based on your experience, since you've slept with a lot of women, out of those women,
allegedly,
how many girls claimed that they either were pregnant or thought they were pregnant? And you don't, I'm not even saying you're having unprotected sex.
See, that's my thing is when I was really in the streets like that, I was wrapping it up.
And that right there lets you know, bro, like he ain't got a body count like he was saying. Any dude out here in today's world smashing, any dude whatsoever has had a scare, either a birth scare or an STD scare. I'm just letting you know. And even it doesn't matter if you're wrapping it up or not. You're gonna have a woman who's going to tell you she's pregnant. And then you're gonna have to be sitting there and deal with it. The fact that he's not admitting to it, that tells me a lot, bro. This guy probably done smashed a few women, but a high body count, I doubt that at all. I think maybe, you know, maybe he lives in some podunk town. You know what I mean? Maybe he lives in Crocodile Shoe, Iowa somewhere, population 1,500. Salute. Maybe he lives out there. And, you know, he rocked out 5 or 6 girls, you know, in his 30 years on the planet. All right, yeah, you big pimping out here. You the top G out here. But nah, moving in the real streets, nah. The fact that Fresh was rocking this chick with no protection and shooting up the club is really irrelevant, because as we were talking about on the other stream that we did tonight, when you're dealing with the baby trap, when you're dealing with the nuclear option, bro, you don't even have to sleep with her on. She could be a complete stranger. If a woman who's never met you in your life before, you know what I mean, puts your name down, somehow gets your name and puts your name down and submits it with the courts, and the courts track you down, they're going to give you some paperwork and they're going to say that you're the father of this child. And you're going to have to go in there and sort that out. That's the thing with the nuclear option. So this dude is saying, well, I used to always wrap it up when I was in the streets. He wasn't out there like that, bro. I'm sorry. They're not like brother CJ and I were talking about. You could be with somebody on a night. You might have 2 packs of condoms, bro. You might go through all 6 condoms in one night. And she's still ready to go early the next morning. Man, we ain't got no more. You know, I'm on the pill. It's all good. I got birth control. It's all good. It's just the one time. Come on. And a lot of guys are gonna do it. Like it is what it is. It's the way that our bodies were designed. I'm sorry. It's really difficult to say no, especially if she's fine, especially if you believe she's fine. Like Fresh was looking at this woman like, man, she's just what I've been looking for. Now, that's not my cup of tea, but that's what he said he was looking for. And he rocking up in it. But, you know, like he says on the podcast, him and Myron says all the time, they don't like wrapping it up. That's on them, Brother Pitney. Rule number 1 of being a player, you never give yourself the title of player. People need to recognize you have game and bestowed the title upon you. Facts. That's how that works. You don't get to say that I'm the top G. You don't get to say that I'm a player. Other people got to back that up. Like, nah, man, dude know what he's doing. You know what I mean? But again, this is just probably a guy, an average dude who has more than 7 sexual partners. That puts him above the average. You know, the average North American male will have 7 sexual partners in his lifetime, right? That's out there. I forget that study. I'm about to find out who did that study. So when I quote that, I can also quote who did the study. But that's the average North American male, right? America, Canada, and Mexico. But the Mexicans on there, but I thought that number would be way higher, but you know. But let's continue.
Do you ever have girls claim it still, though?
No. I've had girls tell me that they were on birth control. Maybe girlfriends, we've had scares. Nothing that really came into fruition other than my 2 daughters I have now. Yeah. You know, I really practiced safe sex.
Yeah, me too.
When I was growing.
Like you said, there it is right there. He's like, well, you know, with some girlfriends, maybe we had a couple scares. That's it, bro. A scare is a scare, girlfriend or not. How you know that's your girlfriend? How you know that you were the one? Maybe she was out there doing some other stuff, man. Just like that article we read today. Right? It's just, it is what it is. Torsha's saying, so, yeah, I've been real careful too. But ask Torsha when the cameras ain't on, like, yo, but for real, have you let a couple dudes run up in there though that you barely knew or whatever? If she's being honest, she'll probably say, like, yeah, once or twice, yeah. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Young people get all fired up, man. Those organs get to going, the juices get to flowing, bro. You done smashed a couple times that night with your condoms. You done ran out. She wants to get down, like she wants to do it. Like, come on, let's just go one more time. Like, I don't have no, I'm out. Well, just don't finish in me. Right? And there you go. Brother Penny said that stat comes from the National Survey of Family Growth. Thank you, brother. I got to remember that. The National Survey of Family Growth says the average male in North America has 7 sexual partners in his lifetime. 7 lifetime. Just keep that in mind, y'all. It's hard to smash chicks.
Up. You know, I'm 27. Yeah, I'm 27 now. But you know, I just feel like
merch.
You can see what type of girl this was. I don't know. I think Fresh is smarter than this, and her going on this media thing is definitely
sketch.
It is very troubling, but I get you know how a woman scorned is. I mean, if a guy knocked you
like
up,
that.
and not like that, but if
No,
a guy
only if I was trying to get a bag. Honestly, I can put myself in that situation to be like, yeah, I would do that to get a bag, to ruin my reputation.
Mhm.
You know, like to get a bag. Hell yeah, if I needed it.
Well, that's, I mean, you can take one look at her Instagram and tell she's about the bag.
Mm,
I mean, you know, and these guys were caping for her, like saying like, oh, well, she's part of a rich family. You know, I watch Fresh.
well, if
I
you
love
thought
Fresh.
she was with a rich family, maybe you thought she wouldn't be after his money. Maybe she tricked him well. I don't know.
Right, I think so, but I don't know how you can get tricked. I just don't understand. You can,
like this dude talking right now, bro. I know some females that I personally know that I could turn loose on this guy talking. Not even seen the guy. He's 27 years old. He's got 2 kids. He didn't say if he was married. I don't think he's married because he's on here talking to little shorty like he's trying to get on. He's on here talking to Torsha like he's really trying to make a move. Right? I know some women that I can turn loose on this dude. They would run his pockets. Just letting you know, man. It's a brave new game out here, man. These women know how to present themselves as sophisticated, traditional women. They know how to do it. Where did I meet them? In the strip club. Where did I meet them? In the nightclub, in the lounge. They know how to run the game. They know what to wear. They know how to look sexy and not slutty. They know how to hold a conversation. I can say, hey, look, I'll give you $500, but I need you to go over there and run his pockets. All you get, you keep. I just need you to go ahead and run that. And, get him sending you some texts talking about baby this and I love you that or whatever. See if you can do that for me. If you can do that, I'll give you another $500. Trust me, they'll make it happen. It's just all about, men being struck by beauty and sexy women. And bro, it is what it is. Now, I'm not saying that this Daisy chick, has superior game in that sense. I'm with him in the sense that, like, if I see a woman with that many upgrades, with that much makeup, moving in the circles that she's moving in, because I'm assuming she was with some folks, so she in the club or whatever. I don't know about that, bro. I don't know. I'm real suspect. But again, I like to use Bianca as an example. Bianca's a very beautiful woman. She's an Instagram model now. She's a registered nurse, but she's fitness. She's a personal trainer. She used to do that. Now she's doing Instagram modeling and stuff like that. Beautiful woman. If I were to meet her in a nightclub, I'd be a little suspicious, but she ain't got upgrades like that. And her body is natural. And she's just very, very, very feminine, very fun, very bubbly. Those suspicions will dissolve away pretty quick. Now, we don't know what this CJ Daisy was saying and, how she was moving. She was on the boat twerking a little bit. She was showing off the breasts that she paid for or somebody paid for. But Fresh was already smashing. That's another thing, too. Fresh met her in the club that night. He took her home. They smashed. She admitted to it. It is what it is. It is what it is. So that would have been like, all right, I'm thinking she like everybody else. Most of the time when you're dealing with a top tier woman, she is going to do her best to not let you hit the first night. Unless she just smashing and she's going to be, about her business. She gone. You might get that. Like, oh, you met her at some event, you smashed her that night. Y'all wake up, have breakfast, hang out for the day. And then she's like, look, this has been so much fun. I'll talk to you later. Next time you talk to her, she's in France. What's going on? Oh, yeah, I got something going on with work. Or my family has something going on. I had to come over here. I'll be back in Miami next month, or I'll be back in Miami in like 2 months. And then she shows up 2 months later, and then you guys are going out again or whatever. Like that's, That's a different kind of path. That can happen. That has happened. Right now, you're starting to see who she's around, right? And then you go to the Instagram. That's another thing too. Like they were saying that there was some fake Instagrams out there, but the one that everyone was using, I think that was hers. The one where she's bent over in the gym and she's doing all this kind of stuff, and she's posing by the poolside in Dubai, and she's doing all that kind of stuff. Like, yeah, bro, I'm like, I don't know about this. But again, sometimes, bro, sometimes you fall for the hooker. Sometimes you fall for it, bro.
look at certain women and be able to tell, what
Well,
they would be after.
I get it. You're using your experience to be like, yeah, I could have known. But at the end of the day, it's arbitrary to be like, oh, brunettes are more like, you know what I mean? But you said the thing about Fresh should have known better to wrap it. I agree with you. Do you think that, but we're not talking about the fact that she allowed it to happen, because there's probably a
Right.
conversation, and knowing that she's an escort, or even just assuming she is, you would think that out of anybody, she would be wrapping it. So,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? What do you think to that?
Like Torsia was bringing her real. She's bringing it like the real. Old girl CJ Daisy was running her game from jump. Fresh was running his game from jump. Fresh won. He won. It was time for her to try to get the bread. She couldn't get the bread. She wanted him, Fresh, to buy her, rent her an apartment for at least a year. That's what she wanted. Allegedly, Fresh had her in one of his empty apartments or whatever. Had her in the flop house. She wanted to be up in the penthouse. It wasn't happening. You know what I mean? It wasn't happening. She got mad. She left for New York, talking all that nonsense. I'm gonna have my best life. Bye. And then she ran this play. And her plan was, I'm just gonna try to get some money out of this. This chick invested money, man. She bought gifts for Fresh's mom. Like I said, I bet you she bought Fresh dinner. I bet you she took care of some stuff. They talking about this bracelet thing. This bracelet thing. That's all I keep hearing about this, Van Cleef bracelet that Fresh allegedly bought. He only paid half. Like, she paid for half, Fresh paid for half. I was saying that they have the literal receipt from the transaction where half of it was paid with a credit card using Chinese funds, which had to be, of course, converted to U.S. funds. And then there was another credit card number on there that paid for the other half. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. And even because we're gonna talk about this tomorrow, I'm gonna review this conversation that Abba and Destiny had. Even Destiny was like, Abba was like, "Well, I'm gonna send you this receipt, but keep it to yourself." So he sends the receipt to Abba, sends the receipt to Destiny. Destiny looks at it or whatever, and Destiny's like, "Well, where's the bracelet? Has anyone seen the bracelet? Is she still wearing the bracelet? Where's the bracelet?" And Abba's like, "Well, why? Why would you ask about the bracelet?" It's like, well, she probably sold the bracelet. If it's true, if he did pay for half of it, she could take the bracelet back. And well, if it's a Van Cleef, all you're gonna do is get a store credit. Or she, he's like, or maybe she sold the bracelet. If the bracelet is, let's say the bracelet is $60,000 and Fresh paid for half and you pay for half, whatever you sell that thing for that's over your half is all profit. So you win for $30,000, you sell it for $45,000. That's your profit. You know what I mean? So it's just one of my things. Brother Charles in the building was good, fam. Until Fresh put the full messages, we won't know what she was saying to him. That's a fact. You know what I mean? If she doesn't show the bank statements of the transaction, I don't believe it. Same here. Myron was saying that Fresh was really, lightweight catching feelings for her, even though it was early on. He was really digging her. But then when he realized that, man, she got all these WhatsApp messages, you know what I mean? Like, yo, this chick is out here, she's selling the Foxy Brown. She's renting it. She's a call girl. She's a sex worker. You're like, all right, I don't want to deal with you no more. Is it possible that Fresh went out there and paid some money on a bracelet, man? Anything's possible, but I'm with you, Brother Charles. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Again, y'all, I have not spoken to Fresh. I'm definitely going to ask him next time I see him. Unfortunately, I'm not going to share the answer with y'all. I'm not going to share the answer, but I'm definitely going to ask him. But I've been out with Fresh. Like, Fresh ain't really trying to spend money like that. I've been shopping and bumped into Fresh, and he was shopping. He had girls with him, but he wasn't buying them nothing. He was buying his stuff. They didn't have nothing. You know what I mean? I can remember we had I bought this Super Ocean, man. And Fresh was out like, hey man, I just bought the Super Ocean. Showed it to him or whatever. He was like, oh, why you get the Rolex? Like, come on, bro. You know what I mean? It's just, you know, it's hard to get Rolexes, and I ain't got a watch person, so it's gonna take me a while to work up to that. But here's the Breitling, my favorite timepiece. And he was like, cool, that's what's up, man. He was out shopping that day. He had 3 girls with him. 2 of them came from Dallas. No, he had 4 girls with him. 2 of them came from Dallas. Had the one girl, y'all remember the one girl with the tattoos and the black eyes and all that? They call her the evil demon or whatever. She was there. 2 chicks from Dallas and some other girl. I caught up with him at Tacoology. I mean, it is what it is. You know, but no one seems to be answering Torsha's question. No one wants to hold old girl accountable, and she's just trying to figure out why.
I think it could very well be a trap situation.
I think it's clearly baby trap. I don't know.
It could be a trap situation. It's just interesting to me because Fresh, you know, he's well off, but he's not. I'm sure she's had run-ins with more rich guys, you know.
Well, she stole from them. That was the whole thing.
Right. She did get caught for stealing or, you know, taking money from a guy and then just dipping on him.
Disclose that. I always ask, have you been arrested? It's one of my favorite first questions. Honestly, it's a great icebreaker.
That's good.
Yeah, but people got.
And it's funny. I don't normally ask that question. I just sit back and talk. I met a couple women the other day, 3 of them. They were out together. It was 3 of them together. One of them was extremely beautiful. The other 2 were, you know, average. Maybe I would say the other 2 like maybe 2 steps above average or whatever. But the one was 9, 10 for real. She was up there. She was beautiful. And I'm talking to the 2 girls, the beautiful one and one of the other ones, and they got to talking about, you know, having to sit down, like being arrested. You know, having to do some time and shit. And the one girl was like, yeah, she actually had to sit down for real. Like she was in the penitentiary. She did years. So that came out. I was like, oh, okay. So right away, I'm like, well, if you did time, I'm looking at the other 2. Like more than likely, one of these 2 done did some time. So she was telling her story about what happened, you know, what case she was charged with, what her sentence was, where she did her time at, how much time she did before she got out, all that stuff, right? All of it, right? And we was talking. I'm like, all right, she had a pretty unique story. I was trying to get her on the pod. I'm like, oh, because she went on to do some, she got her own business and all that stuff now. Trying to get her on the pod. I'm still going to work on it. Because I was telling her, like, hey, I need you to know if you do this podcast, the chat's going to come after you. She's like, yeah, I have no problem telling my truth and all that kind of stuff. I'll tell the story. I'm like, all right, we'll set a date. And then she hit me back. Oh, I can't do it. This came up. No problem. Just let me know when you get free. I'm here. Just let me know. So I asked to find one. I was like, all right, so she did some time. No, I asked the other one, the other average one, if she'd ever been locked up or arrested, and she said no. And then I asked to find one. I'm like, look at you. You probably done did some time. She's like, I ain't do no time, but I did get arrested. You feel me? Women are wilding these days, bro. These women out here are absolutely out of their mind. Like just some of these dudes are out of their mind too. So you might want to work that in to your questioning when you getting to know a female out there. You might want to bring that up somehow, maybe jokingly or otherwise. Maybe pull up a podcast like, hey, let's pull up the Matthew Cox podcast. You ever seen this? They do like true crime. Oh, who is this guy? Yeah, he had to sit down. He got hit with a 26-year bid, doing fraud and this and that, doing real estate fraud and wire fraud, bank fraud, all for real. So now the conversation could get going about dude or whoever. You could be 20, locked down 23-1. You can watch stories about prison or whatever, and then ask her, man, you know anything about this? You got any experience? You know anybody ever been locked up? Oh, no, I ain't never been locked. I ain't never did no real time, but I got arrested once. They'll tell you, but you got to present the story so you can hear what's going on. And if you're dealing with a woman who's been locked up, bro, if you dealing with that woman, hey, be careful. Be careful. Brother D-Mac is in the building. What's good, fam? As an old retired player, this is not a good look for Fresh. His brand will take a hit from this. His brand is definitely taking a hit. His brand, Fresh and Fit, hasn't really taken a hit. People just love to hate Fresh and Fit. So if anything, this is going to bring more eyeballs to the brand, to the platform, bro. But yeah, Fresh's brand is definitely taking a hit. He has his share of haters. and they're not going to let this go anytime soon. You know, but the opportunity is there for him on the other side, bro. We can't see nothing like this happen again. That's the thing with Fresh. Like, we cannot see something like this happen again. He might have to start moving like Drake, make these girls sign NDAs. Oh, you want to hang out with me? You got to sign this NDA. You want to come with me? You want to get into the car and ride around? You want to come to my house? You want to come to this party? You got to sign this NDA. He might have to start moving like that. Because I'm telling you, it's going to be hard to stop smashing, especially when women are gunning for you. So we have to see how Fresh moves on the other side. But I agree with you, bro. He's definitely he's taking a hit. Absolutely, he's taking a hit, and the fact that he can't say anything now because his lawyer has him sitting down while these legal issues are being attended to. So now people are sitting back like, man, you sitting back and you let Myron fight all your fights for you. Ugh. This is bad. This is definitely bad. Brother Charles is like, Sneako always making fun of Fresh for not paying when they go out as a group, but they believe he's dropping money on a bracelet. Shaking my head. That's a fact, man. Like I've seen, like I said, I've been out with Fresh. Here's the thing about Fresh, bro. Let's say that you go to a Fresh and Fit event, you wind up kicking it with Fresh, and you do something positive for the platform. Let's say that you buy a bottle, you get a section, you help Fresh out. Like Fresh is like, hey, man, if we could just get that one section over here, then we'll have it all locked up on the side of the club. We ain't got to worry about no one else getting sat over here. And you're like, all right, bro, I get a bottle. And you go ahead and get a bottle or two just so you can have that section. And you don't even drink or something like that, right? If you do that, Fresh is not going to forget. And the next time he see you, he's going to pay for some stuff, or he'll hit you up. Hey, man, we getting on a yacht today, man. You want to go? Because in Fresh's mind, he's like, man, I want to make this right. I want to show you I appreciate you. I'm going to bring you out. He might come pick you up a couple times in one of the cars, ride you around. He'll take you to lunch. Here's another thing, too. Me and one of the dudes who used to rock heavy with the Fresh and Fit world, I forget his name. I haven't seen him lately. He stopped. He just dropped out of the Fresh and Fit fam. But Fresh, he was like, dude was like a big contributor. Dude was there. I was there. Fresh hit me up. He was like, hey, man, we about to meet us over here at Moxie's. We're going to Moxie's. Like, all right, bet I'll meet you over there. I go to Moxie. He introduces me to dude. We sit down. Fresh goes over to the waitress, leaves his credit card, and it's like, hey, whatever those guys, whatever they want, I got it. Here's my credit card. Like, he left his credit card information. Like, whatever they got, put it on me, plus a 20% tip. And Lil Shorty's like, bet. So we sat down. He paid for everything, and he had to go. Like, hey, man, like, I got something I got to do. I got to see this one chick. So he bounced. So that's the way that he moves. You know what I mean? So if he's out with Sneako, I bet he ain't paying. He's like, nah, Sneako could pay for this. I mean, Brother Pitney. The haters are an unpaid public relations and marketing team. They just make Fresh and Fit more popular. That's the fact, man. All the hate watching that goes over there, like this whole thing is bringing more people. Every time there's a hiccup, every time there's some sort of issue, more and more people go over to Fresh and Fit. They discover the daytime shows. They start watching the daytime shows and hearing about credit scores and making money, you know what I mean, and different opportunities to get out there and better yourself, getting into the gym and all that. And they wind up staying. GMC Hammer. Sneako be complaining too much. Yeah, Sneako's a young guy, bro. And I mean, it is what it is, man. Sneako's a guy he just want to do his own thing. He's happier in the house playing video games or walking around doing IRL, whatever. You know what I mean? Sneako really ain't trying to be out in the, on the spot like that. That's not his lane. That's not his lane. Let's listen to a little bit more of this dude. And then the next guy that cams up is the one I really want y'all to see. The next guy who cams up on her show, that's the reason I'm doing this stream right now, bro. All bullshit aside. We're gonna talk. I want y'all to see this guy, and then we're gonna wrap it up. But let's listen to just a little bit more from this 28-year-old high body count dude.
Guys don't think to do that. Girls will Google the guy, but yeah. I don't know if guys do the same.
As far as the solution, I mean, you just gotta, I don't know. I mean, Fresh has experience too. So I think he really liked her. So is there room for that? Is there room for like, he was really in love with her and he actually did want this, and then maybe he
Saw the flags.
Some things came to his attention, and he was like, "Oh, wait a second, let me reel it back," and maybe it was too late for And if that's the case, I think you need to take accountability for it. You need to not.
It's so
'Cause you
weird
could-
when you guys say that, because how is he not taking accountability? That's what I'm not following.
He's saying, I guess, okay, that's a good point. I mean,
Yeah, like people keep saying that. Maybe
If-
I'm stupid. Like, I don't get it. Like, yeah,
if
he
she's-
is.
what I'm saying is, if she's dead set on having this kid,
Mhm.
move on and take
Well,
it on the
I
chin.
think
man.
she got a schmishmortion already, like the day
Did
after the
she?
conversation. I
Did
think,
she?
yeah,
Okay, well, that's different.
yeah.
That's
To try to get,
that.
Yeah, little shorty's basing that on they were looking at the receipt she put that she was in the clinic for like well over 2 hours. She saw this doctor and then came back and they were looking at time hacks and they were saying, oh, she got this procedure done. I don't know about that. It could have simply been that she went in at one time to see the doctor to okay, let's do a test. I want to see, because this is Planned Parenthood. So you ain't there to find out how to have a healthy birth. You're there to take care of that, right? So saw the doctor and they ran their test. Test came back positive, and then it's like, so that took a couple hours. So it's like, all right, they're like, well, she got the procedure done, maybe, or maybe came in for the consultation, did the test, went away, came back, so you can have the results read to you, and then they say, hey, what do you want to do? And maybe you schedule another appointment to come back, or maybe they could take care of you right then, whatever. But there's no guarantee. I personally don't think that she was pregnant at all ever during this whole process. But, like I said, I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
money from him 2 days later, 3 days later. It's sketchy to me.
And she got she
already had gotten it. Yeah,
Oh, before the phone call, before
pretty sure.
all
Yeah.
of this?
Yeah,
Okay,
but
well,
I still got to pull that up. So I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure that's what I heard. She went ahead and went to the doctor.
okay. Well, that's good. That's good news. I mean, I hope she did that, because I mean,
Good news for who, bro? This ain't your situation. Ain't fresh. I mean, if that's what he did, that's what he did. The way I look at it, man, is like you're watching a boxing match. I keep saying it. You just sit back watching it play out. It is what it is. Someone's going to win. Someone's going to lose. Right? And when it's all over, you got a boxing match. Just think about it. Someone's fighting for the heavyweight title, championship of the world. They fighting for that title. Right? Is the person who wins that match a predator? And is the person who lost that match a victim? No. This is the winner and there's a loser. You know what I mean? Stand by for the rematch. That's all it is. At least that's how I see it. I'm looking at people and how they run their game. That's how I see it. Like it is what it is. Now let's find this dude. This guy that's coming up. Here he is right here. Bro, when I say that like, man, look, this dude is coming up. There are so many guys out there like this dude. I would say this dude is probably like the bottom 10, bottom 15%. We talk about the top 20, bottom 80, and then of the bottom 80, we talk about the basement dwellers. And then I would say this is the dude, this is the bottom of the basement dwellers, the 10 to 15% of the dudes that are out there. I think that's this guy
plan to
coming up
have
right
the
here,
baby
bro.
in the public.
I think that's this guy right here. Right. So let's check this out, y'all. And let me know what y'all think about this.
Plan
dude.
to have the baby in the public. That was her claim to fame.
I mean, I think it was, but no, other people think differently. But yeah. Okay. Thank you for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right. Bye. Weirdo John.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good.
His name, he calls himself Weirdo John. At least he knows where he is. He's keeping it 100. Weirdo John. This dude has the VR background. So, I guess that's smart. He doesn't want to show where he's at or whatever. full on Fu Manchu. I bet you this dude has a ponytail. I bet you guys hear it pulled back. Look at his eyes, man. Weirdo eyes, for real, for real. Weirdo John. This guy, I got to give him credit for just stepping up and having the balls to jump in somebody's chat like this, to come up on the panel, to cam up. Like, he didn't have to cam up. He cammed up. And just to get an opportunity to talk to Shorty, to talk to Torsha, right? He calls himself, his handle is Weirdo John. Like, I'm DL Saint, but he's like Weirdo John. Man, let's get into this.
Good, and I'm good. How about yourself?
Good. What did you want to share?
Well, that 50 bodies prescription isn't working out so well, is it?
Myron's prescription? Well, the purpose for that is to be able to discern between women that are trying to use you for a bag.
And then look how it worked out.
Do you think he slept with over 50 women?
Well, yeah, is what I'm saying is that like it just shows that sleeping with women doesn't actually give you the understanding or they're going to be hoes.
The interaction is going
Right.
to definitely help you to discern that, as opposed to someone who has zero experience. The fact that dude's doing this. Did y'all catch the little laugh? The weirdo eyes, bro. I can't get past the weirdo eyes. Why you got a Fu Manchu, man? And it's scruffy. It's not even like together. Like, why you got the Fu Manchu? What's up with this? This is a real. If this dude came up talking to me like, excuse me, are you DL Saint? I'll take a step back. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'll square up and everything. Like, yeah, what's going on, bro? How you doing, bro? It's a lot of weirdos out there, man. They don't mean to be weird. It's just how they evolved during their life, man. At least this guy knows he's weird, but damn. This dude right here, I'm guaranteeing you his only interaction is via this type of technology. He calls himself Weirdo. Who is going to click on Weirdo, bro? Wonderful 34 is in the building. What's good, fam? You know what I'm saying? GMC Hammer's like, yeah, man, motherfucker look like he sprayed Axe deodorant on before getting on and talking to her, bro. For real. Brother Penny, man, thought he was going to start rubbing his hands together immediately, like they do in the cartoons. Like, yeah, like one of these kind of things. Menacingly, bro. This guy's black pill. This guy's weird pill, bro. This kind of guy, this a crash out. This is a crash dummy right here. This is a guy you can amp up and have him crash out for real. This is the dude. Yeah, this is the guy that stands inches behind you in the checkout line. Yeah, bro. I've had dudes like that. I'll be in the checkout line and I've turned all the way around just so I can see these dudes, bro. And they back up as soon as you make eye contact, man. Weirdo, for real. For real. Let's continue.
Yeah.
Feisty. Yeah, you're
Like-
right. What's a better prescription? You really can't know. Do a background check? I don't know.
Get some social skills, go talk to some women, go on dates, and without sleeping with them, and then understand. It's pretty easy to understand if a woman, like what their intentions are. I would say if you are a high status male and have money and things like that, you're going to have women who are there for the money, and they're going to use any means possible to trick you into believing they're genuine.
Yeah.
But the discernment doesn't come from you sleeping with a bunch of women. The discernment comes from having a proper frame and a proper worldview.
So
If
like
you-
taking precautionary, like with frame and having boundaries, you're saying this wouldn't have gone this far. Yeah, I agree. I think he should have made an NDA.
Well, it's just like, like the problem with the red pill is that, especially with Fresh or Fit and stuff like the 50 bodies, is that they think that the more promiscuous, basically, you have to equivalate a woman's promiscuity to understand.
That's not the real red pill.
Brother Penny was like, yo, this guy gets all the hoes. Whoa. This guy right here, bro. In his conversation, I mean, the conversation starts off okay, but I mean, I don't really agree with him. I get his points. And Torsha's just kind of like, okay, it's like she's engaged in the conversation. It's good content. But the guy can't sit still. I'm listening to him. Oh, that 50 body count thing. Like, bro, you're like, you can get women and just don't sleep with them, and you can discern this and that. Like, oh, all right. Well, how's that working out for you, homie? Well, we're not talking about me. We're talking about men like you. You get all the way down here, man, the bottom 15%, bottom 10%, man. You got guys like this lurking down here, bro. Would this guy be able to talk to Torsha in real life? What do y'all think, man? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. The Fu Manchu thing, man. Like, look at his eyes, bro. Like this guy looks like he has somebody tied up in the house right now. That's if the AI cover behind him would have dropped, man. If you know what I'm saying, like it's like it's someone right there probably screaming, "Help me, help me." This is the dude, bro. This is the dude with the van, man, and a bunch of candy, man. And a lot of these guys, man, really they just want the interaction. Like this dude right here, bro, he just wants to have a conversation, man. You know what I mean? Definitely need to watch out. You need to stop. Yeah. We need to start watching him for real, bro. Start taking notes, gentlemen. Not to beat up on this guy, but hey, he put himself out there, bro. This is the dude. This is a cult member right here. Like when someone says, oh, like the Heaven's Gate people, they probably look just like dude. It's just they were clean shaven because they made them shave and wear those purple Chuck Taylors or whatever they was wearing. You know, they all drink that, you know, that spiked Kool-Aid so they can catch the spaceship. When I hear about coaches like this, these are the type of people I'm thinking about. It's a lot of people running around Hollywood like this. And these guys will be on the set because they're really good at stuff. Like they're really good, you know, man, at being the gaffer, the best boy or whatever. They're really good about being PAs, like production assistants. They'll go do anything and they're just kind of lurking in the background. They doing their thing. And, you know, just socially awkward. This dude right here would need months and months of training just to unlearn everything he's learned to this point and get him to the point where he can just, you know, meet women and have a conversation. It can happen. The guy's probably short, you know what I mean? More than like he's probably average 5'8", something like that, maybe a little shorter. If he's taller and bigger, it's just going to scare women more. If he's shorter, you know, if he's smaller, women think they can take him, so they wouldn't be as afraid of him. But man, this dude is, like you said, weirdo John.
Because real
what would be the real red pill?
Yeah. Are you familiar with books like No More Mr. Nice Guy by Dr. Glover? You familiar with this one? It teaches men how to have boundaries, make sure that people don't use them for stuff, when to say no, that sort of a thing. And that's what the original OG stuff is. I've read all the material. And so that's what I align with. I can separate it though, if you want to say he said something live or whatever.
Well, I mean, if your prescription is 50 bodies or whatever, and then the consequence of 50 bodies is that
what if he's still having 50?
There's going to be women who are going to try to play that game, which is
watching it play out. I think this is
we're watching what happens whenever you do the 50 body prescription. And the thing is, the red pill is supposed to be a praxeology, right? But it's not. They do give advice. They do constantly try to give advice, and they do try to guide men. And the thing is, it's not just giving out data. There's a certain level of that, but if you're trying to tell, and that's why I would say Andrew Wilson immediately called them out on the 50
Yeah.
body thing.
Well, that's the thing, is because like I said in the beginning, people like to add their morality to it, and it's praxeology. It's amoral. So separate from that, when it comes to their show, I really don't see them giving advice. And if I do, it's Myron. Fresh hardly
It's money. It's money stuff. It's like
right. So that's different. That's on a day show, right?
and I agree with the like I'm fine with their money stuff.
Right.
This is what gets me, bro. Even everyone's saying this. I've been having this conversation now since all this popped off, and people are like, man, they're not practicing what they're preaching. You know what I mean? These guys are leading men astray. You know, they're telling men how to live. Like the daytime shows, they're trying their best to show you how to level up. Right? They're doing their best to say, hey man, you're doing all this stuff, you're becoming the best version of yourself for you, you're making money for you, you know what I mean? You're in the gym for you. And if you become successful and you do these things, women find that attractive and they'll come your way. I mean, that's a byproduct of your success. They say that over and over and over again. It's a byproduct of your success. Right? So when it comes to advice, if you're watching Womanizing Wednesdays, right? When it comes to advice, what do they say? It depends on the question being asked. Right? It depends on the question being asked, and someone say, hey, my girlfriend did this or I did that, or you know, she's not paying attention, she's not doing this, she's not doing that. Her mom said this, her friend said that, they want to go on this trip, they want to do that. You know, what would you do, Myron? What would you do, Fresh? You know what I mean? One of my homeboys was kissing on my girlfriend or my ex-girlfriend. What would you do, Myron? What would you do, Fresh? And then they would give their advice. Like, well, if I was in a situation, I would do this. It would normally start like, well, what can I do to get my girl back? Like, well, why would you want her back? It normally starts there. Like, why would you want her back? Just get another one. But, you know, she's special and da-da-da. Like, well, I wouldn't try to get her back. But if you're going to do it, just go out there, become the best version of yourself. Don't pay her any mind. Go out here and be on your mission and become competent in all these things that you do. And then guess what? She'll come back to you. She'll come holler at you when she sees that you're out there. When her friends are like, hey, have you seen Billy? Man, Billy done got us together, man. His body looks nice. He's all strong. You know what I mean? Like he has a nice car. You know, I heard he just bought a place. He just bought his own house over there on Main Street. Have you seen Billy? And then the woman will find that out and she gonna come back. Hey, big head. I mean, but when they do give advice, but only when they are asked to. You know what I mean? Only when they are asked. Brother Charles, like you can see he watches Red Pill, but he doesn't do the work. Facts. This guy's probably what they call a black pill dude. This is the guy who's just the MGTOW guy. He's just giving up. You know, it's just like these women don't see me. I'm tired of it. I'm just gonna go do this. But he still wants to interact with women. He still wants to talk to beautiful women. He still wants to talk to women that he thinks is attractive. That's why he's on this stream talking to Torsha.
Totally fine with their money
But the
stuff.
show is more so, if I had to give it, like if I had to steel man it or whatever, it's a show where they bring on different types of women and they talk about dating, and the guys will tell them what guys actually want, because what they're trying to do is point out how women are taught that men like strong, independent women, for example, but men really don't give a fuck about that. Supposedly, it depends on how you view it. So they're trying to point out what women are taught and how it's different to what men actually want. So I think that's what the show is about. Yeah, they do give, I've seen Myron give prescriptions, whatever. I didn't see Fresh do that, but you could assume like him not saying anything, he agrees.
Well, they don't actually take a position. They don't actually have any moral foundation at anything. They don't have actually any moral foundation. They want to try to take the framework of traditional religious beliefs, and then try to take whatever they like and then throw it in. It's just pick and choose.
Not everybody. A lot of people don't.
And that is a lot of people, and that is the problem.
So dude's conversation is going pretty well as far as, articulating his point of view. She's, firing back, pushing back a little bit with hers. It's not contentious. They're just having a conversation. She's laying it out like, yo, when they do that nighttime show, they just bring it on women so they can show these guys in real time what it's like out here today. He's pushing back. Well, they're trying to be traditional and they're just picking and choosing the stuff that they like, but they're not really traditional or moral. This guy wants to say they need Jesus Christ in their life. Myron was raised in a Muslim household. Fresh was raised in some sort of Christian background. I don't know which faith or, which denomination or whatever, but in there somewhere. And he's trying to say that that's the problem. They really need to, he wants to say they need religion. This is my take on that. Myron and Fresh both say they're not practicing. These dudes are heathen. They're secular. They say it all the time. They're just showing dudes how to go out here, and this is what it takes to smash. This is what's going to get you more success today. Forget trying to be the good guy. Forget trying to take them out for a nice meal, right? Just listen to what these women are saying, what they want. Listen to these women talking about how they stack their dates. Fresh and Myron do what women do, basically. They stack their dates. They run their rotations. The only thing that Myron and Fresh does differently that I really like, that I respect, that most guys don't, is Myron and Fresh don't lie. Right? They don't. They're telling you, I'm seeing other women. I got a rotation. I'm doing what I do. Right? That's the thing. Now, there's a lot of people were saying, well, Fresh was lying to this girl, letting her believe, love bomb, and letting her believe that he wanted her to have his baby. I don't believe that. And even, what was it, Miss Globe Girl? She's like, well, look at this video. No, it was Miss AKA Lady. Look at this video. He said that he loved her. He called, he said, I love you or whatever. I saw the video. Yeah, he said it. Right? They're sitting at the airport or whatever. They're sitting somewhere. She's about to leave. This is when their first interactions began. She's about to leave. Hey, babe, this, that, and the other. I'm definitely going to bring that to Fresh when I see him. Because when I was out there running that, like I was running it, I didn't say shit like that. I didn't use pet names. I'm like, what's up, love? My thing is love. I call everybody love. I call everybody love now. Watch me when I talk to folks. Hey, love, how you doing? What's good? What's good, love? Good to see you. I'm not saying baby and this and that, honey. Nah, that's not me. But again, who am I to knock anybody's game? Right? All right. But this guy right here, who is this guy getting a chance to say he loved? Who is this guy getting a chance to run some game on? Who is this guy smashing? Look at this dude. Look how he presents himself to the world. Fellas, y'all need to pay attention to that. I'm not saying you got to be put together and perfect every time you go out, but you cannot look like this dude. You can't look like this dude. Look at his beard, bro. You can't look like this dude. Right? That guy, the Fu Manchu is crazy, crazy, man. Let me show y'all something. And I'm not saying to go out and look like these dudes either, but these guys right here put together, man. I would not rock some of these crazy looking beards. I wouldn't rock this at all. This guy right here, I wouldn't rock that, but he's, that's what he wants to rock. I wouldn't do that. There was another beard in here I wanted to show y'all that I'm like, ain't no way I would do it, but the guy who's doing it is pulling it off. Not that one. But my point is, you can rock whatever kind of beard you want, whatever kind of goatee you want, whatever kind of crazy look you want to rock. You can rock these looks. We got some, so long as you look put together and you're confident in the way that you move. Y'all see these beards, just kind of normal stuff, man. They went to the barbershop, man. They had a pro, hook them up. This is more like some Dan Bilzerian stuff, but it's all squared up. I wouldn't rock that, but hey, if that's what you want to rock it. Ain't nobody in here rocking some dirty man Fu Manchu. None of these dudes are rocking that. Now, I wouldn't say rock this. I was looking at some crazy beards. Let me see if I can find them. Like, it was some real crazy beards that I was looking at earlier. See if I can't find them, bro. Like that look right there. Like this right here. I wouldn't rock this beard, but it's clean. The fade is like it fades all the way in, right? You can see it's put together like this goatee part right here. That's kind of crazy. I wouldn't rock it, but if dude's rocking something like this, women gonna want to holler at him. But if he came in there with the Fu Manchu, that weird Ronnie or whatever this dude is wearing, they're not gonna rock with that. Like, look at these beards, man. Who's gonna rock this? Who's gonna rock this, man? This is probably for some sort of competition. Who's gonna rock this, man? Look at this. Who's gonna rock that? No way in hell I'll wear that in public. Who's gonna rock this? You see what I'm saying? Gotta be careful, y'all. You gotta be careful. Let me get back to let's get back to Weird Howie or whatever his name was. Weird Willie. Well, I forget dude's name. And we can finish up this part, and then I can go ahead and get me some sleep. But you see that, you know, the way he presents himself to the world, man, this is definitely a weirdo vibe. He knows it. He's trying to make light of it by calling himself weirdo. That's not enough, man. You got to do the work. You got to change. You got to change. Like Brother Charles was saying, man, this dude does not do the work. You got to do the work.
Problem with a lot of people is that they want to pick and choose what they do and not take the system as a whole, because they don't want actually the moral consequence of it.
Yeah.
They don't actually want to take the system as a whole, because they can, otherwise they can, you know, at this point they can just say and choose whatever they feel like. And they don't actually have any sort of prescriptions that actually make any sense.
I would say it's most people, actually. Therefore, they should be judging, pointing fingers, if you will. I think it's irrelevant, because I know for a fact I could find flaws in it.
What I would say is they're not new hypocrites. They've always been hypocrites, because they want to take the traditional framework and then play it whenever they want to play it.
I don't think, to be honest with you, I don't think they take a traditional framework. I know Myron has talked specifically about how he doesn't. We actually make fun of trad cons, but I can see when they're saying, find a girl that's younger, you know, less bodies, that sort of thing. It aligns with purity culture, which is like fundamentally Christian. So
yeah, if they want a virgin, and then there's
they don't
saying that you have to have 50 bodies. Well, no, that is the
I know
epitome of what they want.
Explain why. I know for a fact they don't necessarily want that, because they talk about how virgins come with a lot of repercussions.
They come with morality. They come with, hey, you have to have a standard, and they come with a standard. Go ahead.
Let me finish. They say don't do that, and do not sleep with a virgin unless you plan on marrying her. So they say you shouldn't even mess around with them. I would say that's a pretty good moral stance.
But if that's their standard of what is the greatest or whatever, that should be what they're striving for, right?
Like I said, this dude, he just lost this conversation or this debate, whatever you want to call it. He just lost it at this point, because his point is, and a lot of people echo this sentiment, that men like Myron and Fresh are smashing all the women. There are no virgins because of men like Myron and Fresh. That's not the case. What's Myron and Fresh telling you? And like what Torture just said, they tell you, man, don't go messing with a virgin unless you're trying to marry her. That you can tell old girls been really dissecting their content. Like they tell you, yeah, the whole 50 bodies thing, right? Of all the sexual experiences I've had in my life, and I'm in my 50s, right? I've never been with a virgin. Ever. I've been with women with very low body counts. I might have been the second dude she's ever slept with, but I've never been with a virgin, to my knowledge. Never. Now, what does that mean? That means the women are getting it in, bro. And the older I get, of course, the least likely I'm going to come across a virgin. If I came across a woman in her 40s who has never been with a man, I'm not touching that woman. I'm not touching that woman with your joystick. I don't want nothing to do with that. Right? And I'm not going to look for some 22-year-old girl who's never been with a man. I don't want that. And Myron and Fresh warns against that. Don't mess with a virgin unless you're trying to marry her. But everybody is saying, yeah, Myron and Fresh aren't practicing what they preach. Torture goes out there and she's like, yes, they do. And this weirdo dude, right? He's all about, no, we got to go back to the way it used to be. How far back you talking about going, homie? Certainly in his lifetime, it hasn't been that women are out here being pure and all this. They've been getting it in since Woodstock, bro.
No, I don't understand. Can you clarify that?
So if their standard, the best is a virgin moral girl, like a moral girl who will.
But they don't. They don't go for it.
That's not their standard, right?
They don't try for that because that's not what they're actually trying to get. What they're trying to actually get is just a woman who's compliant enough.
What do you mean? To date?
Yeah, they just want somebody
all
who's compliant enough. It doesn't matter actually if they're virgin or if they're moral or anything, as long as they comply to their will at any point. Which, you know, I'm not a feminist or anything like that, where, you know, I believe that you know, women are equal. I don't believe in an egalitarian society.
Patriarchy, arguably.
Yeah, I believe in a patriarchy.
That would contradict everything, because if that's what you believe in, then the girls should be complying with them and that it's okay.
Should be complying with them. I don't, if they're not a.
You see, this guy doesn't talk to real people. He talks to folks in his echo chamber. If he has a couple dudes, couple dweebs, couple nerds, couple geeks. This is the type of dude in my time when I came up back in the 80s and whatnot. This is the kind of guy who would dress up and would be playing Dungeons and Dragons in the woods for real. Like with the whole cardboard sword and walking around with the wizard pouch, and, you know, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. These days, this guy would probably, you know, this is a guy you're going to catch at the local con. He's going to be dressed up as a Mandalorian or whatever. You know what I mean? This is the guy. Right? This is the guy, like if he lived in LA, he would be a scum and villainy every weekend, dressed up as a Jedi or dressed up as a Sith Lord or dressed up as a stormtrooper. Walking, because now I get to go to Sunset dressed up. I got my lightsaber and, you know what I mean? I got my Luke Skywalker hookup on, and I can go walk into Scum and Villainy and have a drink and hang out with a bunch of other nerds, and it's cool. It's cool. But even amongst the geeks and the nerds, this dude would be too extreme for most, because he can't really have conversations. Right? And then a lot of it boils down to just being likable or unlikable. This guy's probably unlikable. It's called LARP, live action role playing. Bro, you thanks, bro. Thanks for keeping me up to speed. No one forward me the memo. Live action role playing, LARPing. I didn't know that, bro. When did that come into play? I thought it was cosplay. It's LARPing now. Wow. But that's the guy. He's out there doing his thing, dressed up as, you know, Deathlock or something like that. You know, from, so you old school people know what I'm talking about. That's from Star Blazers. He's dressed up like Deathlock.
A moral man, if they don't actually have any sort of moral foundation, then they shouldn't be following that. And the only people you could be following,
because they're not moral in other areas of their life, then some areas are.
They're not moral in the women aspect. As we're saying, is that he immediately called for abortion. He immediately called for the death of a child.
How to guess the percentage of people that are okay with
I understand that doesn't make it moral or right. Just because because the amount of people.
Please let me finish.
Or some. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
I'll let you finish, but it's such a contentious issue that there's no point in us debating it right now, because it's obviously there's clear-cut sides. You know what I mean? So
just because people disagree doesn't mean there isn't a truth.
This dude probably lives in Wyoming somewhere, bro. Cosplay and LARPing are two different things, I think. Maybe. Like for me, cosplay is when you I guess because I never heard the term. This is just, I see what you're saying. The live action role playing, i.e. Dungeons and Dragons would be the live action role playing. Got it. And then cosplay is still cosplay. You just kind of dressing up, looking cool, and going to the convention. That's probably what it is. Which, okay, that makes sense to me. If that is the rundown, that makes sense to me. The internet caught wind of it and started making fun of it hard. That's I bet they did, bro. I bet they did. So this guy right here, just the fundamental guy. This is a dude who probably was, like I said, he wouldn't be a part of a Heaven's Gate type of cult, but Branch Davidian, I can see this dude being a Branch Davidian for real. I can see this dude being a part of something like that. And let's listen to the rest of this.
It's not an argument, is what I'm saying. It's irrelevant.
It is relevant.
Like friend to friend, I get what you're saying, but like accuracy wise, it's irrelevant because then you would have to hold everybody to that. This country's up in the air. Then this country's stupid.
That's exactly right. You have to hold everybody accountable in the same standard. You have if you have to do it top down, because if you start from the bottom up and try to build a random pick and choose moral system, then anybody can pick and choose whatever they like, including I can be traditional but also agree with abortion. So you have to top from a top down position where there is a moral standard which everybody has to adhere to at some point.
So what's the opposite? What would you say is the opposite to like religion, ethics, or something? What would you see? What do you think?
Opposite of religious ethic is a subjective ethic.
Okay, so secular, so what our country stands on, correct?
Right, and that's the problem.
So
because there is no actual church there's no actual separation of church and state, because everything in the state is requires a moral system to have a framework that you actually base everything on. So so the moral framework is now completely subjective and can change at any point in time.
So you're saying that you don't like secularism. That's fine, but then you have no then you should not be critiquing somebody that follows it. You know what I'm saying?
No, I should, because they should not, because we should not be abhorrent. We should not be upholding their specific secular frame.
This is what technology has done. Technology allows this guy to participate in the conversation, and that's good. That's good. Everyone has an opinion, and let's hear them. But this dude does not know how to play well with others. He just doesn't have the swings. He doesn't have the practice. I wouldn't be like, this dude might be living in a trailer away from everybody else in the trailer park when nobody else be around him. This is the guy you don't want your kids too close to. All right, get from around him. Get over here. Stay away from Weird Willie. And he might be a good guy. Here's a dude right here, like, boy, I doubt if he's ever been with a woman. I doubt if he's ever been intimate. Like, how many times you think this guy's been walked around the high school or the middle school holding hands with a chick? I don't. This dude, yeah, and if he's not Black Pill, he should be. If he's not MGTOW, he should be. He's like, man, just go away, just walk away, bro. Go find yourself a cult. Because back in the day, before technology hit and changed the way the world works, even dudes like this will wind up with a woman. If he got a job at the factory, he had a house, had a car, he was at the church every week. This dude would get a woman. There'd be a woman, like the community were like, well, go ahead and be with Weird Willie. And that woman would change his life and it would bring him more into the fold, and he would have kids, and like society would keep the guardrails up so the woman can't leave and they just gonna make it work. But now with technology, there's no way on God's technical earth that some woman is going to get into a relationship and have his kid. It's just not going to happen. This dude have to make a lot of money before something like that will pop off. And the strange thing is that he knows it. So no matter where he is, there's women there, like on his level, a weird woman, just as weird as he is. She's going to want a different type of weirdo. She's not going to want this guy. And she has a phone, right? And she can jump on Instagram, right? She can jump on Match. She can jump on Hinge, Bumble, all the rest of it. She's going to match up with people on the dating apps, even though they just want to smash. She's going to match up with people on the dating apps. People are going to slide into her DMs on Instagram, and she's going to get offers. And this dude is going to get left behind. But I mean, it's good that he jumps up. Like I said, he has the courage to jump up and interact and on this platform, on YouTube's platform, and more to the point on Torsha's stream. And he can say what he has to say, but he's all over the place, bro. No real experience. I I don't like Fresh and Fit because Fresh and Fit has conformed, right? They've improvised, they've overcame, and they're getting it. Fresh and Fit should be moral. They should be teaching dudes to be moral and be a Christian or be religious, right? Whether they're Christian or not, this is what they should be doing. So, nah, bro, it don't work that way.
Framework, because it is completely subjective and can change at any point in time.
So then
with
you
whatever
like
times are.
secularism. That's fine, but they're not doing anything that's against the law, right?
Well, law isn't morality, is it?
No, but you just said that all of
So
it.
do we base our laws off morality, or do we make our
actually
laws?
do. Some of them. Some we do.
Right. So our laws and the way we govern things are based off of morality. And there's a certain ethical system that we base it off of. And so if the
What is
ethical
America?
system is
Oh, I'd
subjective
love
and
to
can be
know.
changed at any point in time, then there's actually no standard.
So then what's America's moral framework? I'm just so curious.
It used to be evangelical Protestant Christianity. Now at this point, it is completely secular because they want to separate church and state because they want secularism to actually run.
The Native Americans followed Christianity?
No.
Yeah, exactly. So we were not originally.
Okay, well, if you want to say that, well, then there is 1,000 different tribes with 1,000 different moralities.
Let's call it what
That-
it
that-
is, because you're trying to say that it started as Christian, and it was not. It's actually not
Well,
true.
if you want to say America as a system, then yes, it was a Protestant, evangelical morality system. If you want to base it off of the Indian system,
That's what makes them.
You know what gives me? I get where dude is coming from, but to say that those are the most moral people, and this is that was America's moral center. You know what I mean? Let's forget about how my ancestors were treated. Let's forget about what Torsha is talking about in the Native Americans, how they were treated. All those tribes that don't exist anymore. You know what I mean? Let's forget about that. Let's just talk about the at their peak when they was getting involved in running the world and coming to the rescue to save the free world from fascism. What did we do? We dropped the atom bomb and the H bomb, a hydrogen bomb, and an atom bomb on the Japanese people. And we command the moral high ground? Now, bro, we are the biggest, baddest savages our species has ever known. That's who we are, America. What is this guy talking about? It's America, bro. And Brother Charles, like Ivan Priest followers are just dust. He gave up on everything. Yeah, bro. He probably is, man. Brother Timmy's in the building. What's good, fam? I see you, bro. When people had this argument, man, I mean, you just can't. Moral, there's nothing moral about America, bro. Nothing. Never have been. It just, I'm glad I'm American. You know what I mean? Because we're going to bring it. We'll bring the rain. Come over here, fuck around and find out. That's us. We'll bring the rain. Like this dude right here, he just doesn't understand. And this is why I think everyone should have to spend 2 years in the United States Army. He would see the world a little bit different if he were in the Army. He probably would have got him a little something too.
America.
If you want to base it off the original, I mean,
You're talking about things that don't make sense. I'm telling you, the reason that America's the first country that made laws based on both sides. We were the first to be secular, arguably, Germany, whatever. But
yeah, and that's the
right.
problem.
But so you're contradicting yourself. You're moving the goalpost.
Okay, what is the contradiction?
Every time I counter what you're saying, and you're.
Well, tell me the contradiction first.
Sorry, I know you're triggered, and I can tell, and I'm gonna try to.
I literally haven't
because-
raised my voice at all.
You don't have to raise your voice, but you've talked over me every time I've talked. Every time. Now you're shutting the fuck up. So if you want to tell me you're not triggered,
Well, I want to get your point of view.
of course you do. This
That
is
way I
what
can
this
just
is what
dissect it.
people do when they have cognitive dissonance. What was my
You have to tell me where I'm cognitively
sir?
dissonant.
Please stop being hormonal and let me ask it. You're not running the show.
I haven't.
You just did, though. Anybody that's watching. So obviously, you can't take accountability. Your opinion doesn't matter. You're gaslighting me. What's your name?
I'm gaslighting you. Oh, okay.
You
All
are.
right, Miss Feminist. All right.
Oh,
All right.
one of-
Okay.
okay,
let's
you're a
move on.
bitch.
So why did she do that? In the end there, why did she do that? Why did she get frustrated with him? Because she's like, I don't need to be wasting my time on this guy. He's having a great time. He's all excited. And, he's like, oh, yeah. And she was just like, all right, enough of this. You got to go by. You know what I mean? She just dug in on him a little bit. You know what I mean? She just got tired of dealing with him, man. She's like, it's just one of those things, bro. Like, I don't even want to talk to you, homie. I'm being nice enough to even engage you in this conversation. And you acting like this? Bye. Invisible men. That's how it runs. They're out there. Yo, if you're an invisible man, bro, what do you got to do? You have to do the work. You must do the work. You want women like Torsha to holler at you, man. You got to do the work. You got to do the work, man. Go to the barbershop. Matter of fact, just shave. Just shave it all off, man. Shave your head off, go bald. Shave off your mustache, the Fu Manchu, man. Shave off the goatee. Shave it all off. And just go to the gym, start working out, man. Go to the gym. Try to hit the gym every day if you can. Well, talk to a pro. Get you a good little program. Change your diet up. Get out there, like hit the gym maybe 3 times a week. Do cardio the other 2 days. You know what I mean? Watch what you eat. Go out there and buy healthy food. No more fast food. No more processed stuff if you can help it. Cook your own stuff. Save money. Get your credit right. Buy some property. You know what I mean? Buy some crypto. Buy some gold. Buy some silver. Buy some stocks. You know what I mean? Buy some bonds. Right? Just look at the 2 years treasury. Look at the 5 year, 10 years. Just, go out there, buy you some CDs. Just focus 100% on you. And if that guy were to do that, about 18 months in, he'll look up and there'll be women coming up to asking questions. There'll be women coming up to talk to him, right? Also he has to work on his fashion. Work on his fashion a little bit. Come up with some sort of style, right? Because this guy could, like, when he's ready, get his body right, get his money right. He could be a hipster. He could come up with one of those little mustaches, get the curly mustache going on. He could be a hipster. Learn how to play the guitar or something, bro. And the women, I'm telling you, he'll do fine. He'll do fine, bro. Brother Tim was like, hey, DL, what happened to Slow Jams and Shorty Dude from New York? Man, what's going on with that, bro? I don't know. I haven't seen anything. Did they fall out? Because Shawty D and Slow Jams was tight for a minute. Did they fall out or something, bro? Last time I saw Shawty D, she was with Slow Jams. This is like this is probably a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago. Last time I saw them together. Last time I saw Slow Jams was the last time I was in Miami, I think, or maybe the trip before that. She pulled up, you know what I'm saying? I got the holler at her. So I don't know, man. Let me know what it is, bro. I don't know. Shoot, hit me up on Insta. I hope they're okay. I mean, I hope they're fine. Maybe they just had some drama amongst each other. I don't know. I could go into my Instagram and look at it, see what's going on, and I can because Slow Jams was in the chat 2 days ago. So I don't know, bro. If you find out, keep me posted. I just want, hopefully they both good. But I just wanted to do this stream, bro, so we can see, what the invisible men are looking like these days and how they're using technology so they can just reach out and talk to folks. You got Torsha, who's willing to talk to them. She's doing her thing, building her platform, building her brand. Shout out to her. She's, that's cool. That's what's up. We're going to try to get her over here, bro. I've reached out to her on Instagram. We're going to try to get her over here. I think Ashley might be cool with her, man. So I'll hit Ashley up. Maybe, if I can't get Torsha to hit me up, if she doesn't see my post on Instagram, maybe I can get Ashley to set some up so we can do a stream with her on, on this platform. I'm real curious. I want to talk to her. I'm going to spend the next couple of days, checking out her content, see what she's about. But I just wanted to come on real quick, man, and I wanted to show you guys, man, what the bottom 80 looks like, but what these invisible men look like and how they move. I'm pretty sure we knew that. For those of you who didn't, now we know this is how they move, bro. They come in all shapes and sizes, man, and it's just they're lacking in social skills for the most part. They may be brave enough to come up on somebody's chat, but are they brave enough to go walk up on someone in real life? Probably not. And it's too much to risk, right? It's too much to risk. You go up and try to talk to the wrong woman, bro, you might find yourself talking to the police, man. She might say you bugging her or whatever, man. Who wants to deal with that? That's definitely gonna make you mad. You work up your courage, all your courage to go up and walk up to a woman, say, "Excuse me, how you doing?" And she turn around, start screaming, spray you with mace, start blowing a whistle. Like, bro, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's one of those things, man. Like, oh shit. I get it. It's hard. It's hard. So this is a safe play. Let me jump on somebody's stream. If they don't like what I'm saying, they'll just, you know what I mean, kick me off the stream. At least I ain't got to worry about the police. It's safe for the woman. You know, and he was able to talk to her for a minute. It is what it is. I'm about to lay it down. It's about 12:30 where I'm sitting, almost 12:30, man. So I'm about to lay it down. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I just wanted to throw on a late one. I saw that weird dude, and I'm like, man, I got to talk about this guy before I forget. Tomorrow I'm going to be back, man. We're going to talk a little bit about Destiny and Abba from Abba and Preach. Like Abba is just so dead set on making Fresh look a certain way that he's tied himself up into a knot. And I just want to point that out. It's a stream I definitely want to react to, man. We're going to do that tomorrow. Probably tomorrow late morning, early afternoon. And then tomorrow evening, 6 o'clock, I'm not quite sure what we're going to talk about. I know sometimes I have an idea of what I want to do, and then something comes up. This whole Sean Combs thing, man, like Puffy, P. Diddy, you know what I mean? Diddy. Like, this dude is out here naming names, bro. I don't know if y'all seen that video, but he's out here naming names. I don't know if that's a warning, a shot across the bow. I don't know if that's to remind these people to shut up. We might talk about that tomorrow. All right. One last thing. I forgot to do this on the earlier stream. Let me pull this up real quick. One last thing. For my diehard brothers who like to come through when we, doing our thing. There's only 3 of us left. Right here, Inside True Crime, Matthew Cox, Inside True Crime. Yesterday, I was in the studio talking to this brother. This is the first big interview I've ever done. Right? We sat around for 5 hours. It's going to wind up 2 episodes. It's going to be 2 episodes. Right? So I'm real excited, bro. I will definitely let you guys know when it drops. They're probably going to need a few days to edit and all that kind of stuff. But this is it. Uncle Saint's on this podcast, bro. He has 221,000 subscribers and growing. We're going to have, I don't know if they're going to do just 2 separate episodes or part 1 and part 2 kind of thing. We talked about Sean Combs. We talked about World War II stuff, history. We talked about, dashes of politics, man. We talked about a bunch of stuff, man. We talked about, life in the hood, getting locked up, making decisions, doing crime, man. We talked about all that stuff, bro. I'll definitely keep you guys posted. I was definitely honored. Shout out to my brother Knight, GMC Hammer, who set all this up. He was the one that made this happen, bro. So, yes, Uncle Saint did a collab with Matthew Cox, Inside True Crime. He has 221,000 subscribers. Hopefully this will get our message out there. And hopefully we get people to come jump over here, and we'll grow as he grows. He is a cool dude. And I'm doing everything I can to help him out. He asked me if I knew some folks or whatever. And I'm like, yes. Like, would you mind setting up a conversation? Like, no problem. I got you. So who knows? Who knows where we might see this brother next? So shout out to Matthew Cox. And shout out to all y'all for rocking with me, man. This was fun. Appreciate you. I'm going to keep rocking hard until we get that 150 subscriber count back up. We lost 150 guys, lost 150 subscribers. We're going to get them back. I appreciate y'all. I'm about to make a couple shorts and then I'm going to go to sleep. I'll see y'all tomorrow. I'm DL Saint. This is the I Really Want to Know podcast. Peace.
Nothing like I've ever seen. It's just a thing of beauty.
Darn, that's the end.